My sister and I are lifelong Relient K fans. I don't even remember a time when I didn't know who they were. This year they're going on tour for the first time in 5 years. We have tickets to the first night and the last night. So we decided we want to take a look at each of their individual albums with a retrospective look, starting the week of the first show and ending right before the last. 7 weeks, 8 albums. This is Relient K Revisited. This week, we listened to Collapsible Lung, the 7th album by Relient K. It's definitely the most divisive.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it coming out and fans being like, what is this?
Mm-hmm. Talks of alcohol, one-night stands, the word sexy.
The word sexy.
Are Christian boys. They've fallen hard.
Or just became adults. Now, we actually went to the release party of this album. Did we?
Yeah, we both have signed albums.
Oh.
Because we went to the release party. Don't you remember? We had to show the armband, and then they handed us an album.
I just remember going to a show.
Yeah, no, we have that, and then I actually have the vinyl of this album. I have the red pressing. I like this album.
I think it's fun.
I like it. I think I don't listen to pop, but I like these songs.
They're always really fun live songs.
Yes.
I like it when they perform these because it's really fun for the crowd.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely not my favorite album.
No, but I don't not like listening to it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, Relient K doesn't have a bad song.
No.
They don't have a bad song.
Like, if it comes on when I play This Is Relient K on Spotify,
yeah, I'm
not going to be upset. Yeah.
Yeah, I know this album better than I realized.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do, because I don't know the last time I chose to listen to it. Mm-hmm. But, like, I knew the lineup.
Yeah.
I knew what song was coming next with all of these.
Like, I listen to this album, it makes me happy. I listen to Forget Not Slow Down, and it makes me go, oh.
Yeah.
You know, this album does not make me do that, but I enjoy it.
No, it's not a thinking album.
No.
At all. And it's Thiessen using his writing experience.
Yes.
With different pop artists and stuff like that.
Yeah. And you just said right before this that the bonus track on Forget Not Slow Down kind of...
Yeah, if you listen to Terminals from Forget Not Slow Down, it sounds really similar to the stuff on this. Like, you can really see where that's coming from. It's also really, really layered. Like, when I was listening to it just a little bit ago, I realized there are chimes behind When You Were My Baby. It sounds almost Christmassy. Mm-hmm. But, like, I've never noticed that before. And, like, it is a pop album, but it's still pretty rocky.
Yeah.
Like, there's still a lot of rock to it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's
just their most poppy.
It's their most poppy, but, like, if I heard it on the radio, it would sound rock. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
It's also really short.
It's really short. It's like 36 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really short, which pop albums should be.
They should.
Pop albums should be short. Taylor Swift. There's no hidden track.
Nope.
It really doesn't feel like a Relient K album.
No.
But it kind of does feel like a Relient K album. It's weird. Mm-hmm. It's very different. By far the least Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's nothing. Nothing except for, I think it's Don't Blink. He says, I'll try to stay on a righteous path. Or something that. But that's all we get. That's the only thing. I understand being like, oh, this is different. But I don't understand not liking it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's like, this is what I want pop music to be. Mm-hmm. Like, most of the time I don't like pop music. But if it sounded like this, I would.
Yeah.
Because it's still pretty rocky. It's still guitar music. Like, everyone says guitar music is dying. Mm-hmm. But this is actual musicians playing instruments. But it still sounds poppy. Like, it's extremely well made. Like, it is produced so well. Which, first and only album to not have Mark Townsend on it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, Five Score was not produced by him. But this, he didn't do anything. No co-producing, nothing. Mm-hmm. Which makes sense because of the way it sounds.
Yeah.
But it really is, like, it's just extremely well-made pop music. You can tell these guys have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's just very seamless.
I think it was just one of those albums that there was just always going to be people who didn't like it because it's following Forget Not Slow Down. So the people who wanted more Forget Not Slow Down were disappointed that it's shallower.
Yeah.
But if they had tried to do Forget Not Slow Down, it would have been like a sophomore album and would have not been taken as well.
Yeah.
So either way, they were going to get negative feedback.
Absolutely.
And they went the fun route.
I like it more now than I did before because I never listened to it. Well, I listened to it a few times after we got it, but I didn't really go back to it.
I think for me, it really has been seeing them perform it and it just being fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'll pull it out when I want to have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I was listening to it at work, I kept catching myself singing along with it.
Yeah.
Like, without thinking.
It's pop, so it's catchy.
Yeah,
it's in your
really
head.
I mean, this really shows off, like, Forget Not Slow Down shows off how well he can write deep lyrics.
Yeah.
This shows off how well he can write a pop song.
And we know that he can write a good pop song because of what he's done for Owl City. Like,
yeah.
You know, Fireflies.
Fireflies was huge.
People still sing that song. They don't know who
Absolutely,
it was, but it was just such a big song.
Well, it's like the other day I was sitting down with my girlfriend because I was explaining to her who Matt Thiessen is. And she looked through his Wikipedia and she was like, oh, he wrote that and that and that and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Like,
they just didn't put it on their own stuff.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that he just writes really good songs. Even when it came out, I was like, I don't understand why these songs aren't huge.
I know.
I don't know if it's because it wasn't, like, marketed. Of course, this was on mono versus stereo, which is Relient K's label. They co-own it with Goatee. Mm-hmm. They're the only band signed to it at the moment, I believe.
No.
But, like, I feel like every single song on this album could have been big. Especially back in 2013.
Yeah.
Like, I think Don't Blink is fantastic. I think Boomerang is awesome.
I love Boomerang.
I love Boomerang. I don't understand why that wouldn't be big. Like, I would listen to a lot of music that would never make it in mainstream because, like, even though I think it's good, it's not marketable. Like, but this is all exactly what the sound was, and sounds that I think would still be popular.
Yeah.
So I guess it just wasn't marketed that way. I don't know what it was.
Maybe.
And it's also one of those that it could have been Relient K's reputation hurting them.
Maybe.
It could have been, oh, it's that Christian pop punk band.
Yeah, right.
And so people immediately write it off.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think it's really good. And like I said, I understand it making some, like, pop punk fans a little upset. But if you're a Relient K fan, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's just good.
To me, like, it just proves that the Mats can do different genres well.
Yeah.
Like, they never disappoint me in how they approach. Like, you talked about Faking My Own Suicide. You hate steel guitar, but you like that song. So I feel like they could take country and make you like it. Like,
probably. Well, Sweeter is a little bit.
Yeah, a little
It's got
bit.
a little bit of country in there.
And he spent some time in Nashville. You know, he's been there several years.
Absolutely.
So I feel like, to me, like, I trust the Mats with different genres. They could branch out even further and I would still like it.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, I love to read. I'm an English teacher, so I understand the value of classic literature and deep literature that really provokes thought and you can really analyze. But I also understand the value of, I'm going to go read Bridgerton because it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to have both. Like, you can't just read heavy stuff, you know, all the time, intellectual stuff all the time. You need a break.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Martin Scorsese talks about the MCU, and he's like, "This is not cinema," and we're like, "No, you're right.
You're right. It is not in the Criterion Collection.
I came here to watch Spider-Man.
I don't always want to watch the Criterion Collection.
I didn't come here for The Godfather.
Yeah,
I'm here to watch some guy in an armor suit beat up a bad guy,
a purple guy.
Yeah, like so. I am here for a catchy pop song.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Which on Wikipedia, I was a little angry reading it at first because I was like, why are there so many reviews?
Yeah.
But then I realized, so there's 3 paragraphs. We've got good, mixed, and bad.
Yes.
Which is interesting. I'm really glad they included that.
Yeah.
Because it shows you how differently everyone took this.
And
Because you've got this one guy says, inconsistencies and poor lyrics are things you would expect from possibly a debut artist, not from seasoned veterans.
Yeah.
But then you've got other people who are saying an album that is creative, solid, and mature, but at the same time not losing their great songwriting skills.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone took this differently.
Yeah, and I remember it coming out and friends that we had who were fans being like, I don't think I like this.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, we had one friend, she did not react well to it until someone that she knew, like, did an in-depth analysis, and then I didn't read his analysis, I don't know what points he made, but then she went along with it. I think she needed it to have more meat on its bones.
Yeah, like, it's got a lot of just basic pop songs, like focus-wise.
Basic pop ideas.
Yeah. Like If I Could Take You Home, you know, stuff like that. Part-Time Lover, like, there's a few on this I could see easily being controversial.
Yeah. Yeah, because somebody down here said something, it makes it difficult to be on Teeson's side.
Yeah.
This is one of those, like, does this song necessarily have to be about me?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think any of these are really him.
Even Taylor has said that, like, she had to have that departure of, not every song I write is an autobiography.
Yeah.
It's just a song.
It's just a good song, which Thiessen writes for other people.
He does.
He knows how to do that. Now, I like this album. I really do like it.
And to be honest, like, it was a nice break after the last 3 albums where I've really taken notes and really analyzed. Like, this one was just a nice little breather.
Yeah, it's nice, and knowing what comes next, it's a little heavier. There's a lot of people I know, like, if I was trying to get them into Relient K, that I wouldn't show them Forget Not Slow Down.
Right.
Or any of their heavy punk stuff.
Yeah, you might be like, hey, go listen to Don't Blink.
Yeah, I might be like, hey, check out Boomerang. Like, that's a really good pop song. Like, like my girlfriend 100% would love this album.
Yeah.
I played her a couple songs from this album, and she was like, oh, I really like this. And I was like, yeah. Every pop punk band from the early 2000s has tried to, they've all done one of two things. They've moved on and went pop, or they've tried to stay pop punk and failed.
Yeah.
And this shows that Relient K can go pop and still make good music. Because, like, Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy haven't been good in years. And all of those bands that tried to go pop, like, they haven't made good stuff. But Relient K made this entirely different album.
Yeah.
And it's really solid.
And I don't know if it's just me being a biased fan, but to me, like, even when Relient K deviates from their norm, I guess, it still feels sincere. It doesn't feel like, oh, we're selling out to make what everybody likes. It feels like, hey, we wanted to make this album because we like it. And he said, he was like, we're incredibly proud of this album. Like, I never feel like they're just putting stuff out to make money or anything. They're making music.
There's not, like, in Relient K's discography, if I'm going to be embarrassed for listening to any of their songs, it's not this album.
It's not this album.
I like this album.
I like this album.
I really do.
Yep.
Like, it's a good album.
Good job, Relient K.
Good job, Relient K. You won my approval. You can quit your careers now.
I mean, now that you've had a 5-year hiatus.
I know that's what you've been going for this entire time. We've got one album left after this. We'll post it later this week, right before the show, hopefully.
Last show on Saturday.
Last show is this Saturday. It is Sunday right now, at time of recording, so we're getting there.
Yep.
Go listen to something new, maybe a genre that you usually don't enjoy, because there's other artists in that genre that probably make a good product that you don't expect. Join us next week when we listen to Air for Free, an album that is better every time I listen to it, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
The conclusion of Relient K Revisited.